With it right here with who I started with, be something like a Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 826 plus 5. Mo bitches, H-Ray, no central coast, mob and suicide. Always arsonist. I step in the booth and gas, I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music, I work hard at this.
That's right, and we're back live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Beautiful linda raza, si gustan, man. You can hit that pinchy like button. It's right there. It helps the channel out. I appreciate you guys, man. Here comes Thanksgiving knocking on the door. And we're going to keep dropping bangers because it's tamales season, it's champurrado season. But hey, let's keep it pushing. Before we get into the title of this video, they say I'm Chicano, but the lie detector proved that's a lie. Before we get into that, let's keep it professional. Let's go through the formalities. Gracias to all the day oneers. Gracias to everyone inside the members only. The members only is the backbone of the community. I highly appreciate the members only. They get the biggest shout out every single video for their nonstop avid support. Gracias over to you guys. It means more than you know, you guys. That's something 99 every single month. Just shows, man. We're doing something good over here. We're moving in the right direction right here on Chicano Street. So shout out to them. And if you're new to the channel, if you're subscribed over to the channel and I don't know what it's about, man, I'm a small town boy from a small town, East Salinas, the Alisal district, the 93905. I grew up in the fields. I'm a field baby, son of farm workers, been here all my life. And I end up flipping a negative into a positive. And they hate that your boy is on the internet spilling nothing but the truth. So help me God. They hate it. But guess what? We ain't going nowhere, Holmes. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. So something that someone sent me inside my DMs, right, which was an individual, right? I've already made a video about this individual. Some people call him Sideshow Bob. Some people call him Pill Cosby. Some people call him Weirdo Wolf. And someone sent me a DM and said, hey, Weirdo Wolf ended up changing the name of his podcast, and now it's called something with the word Chicano in there. That's what I want to address, but not only Weirdo Wolf, I want to address these other fakes and these other frauds that are imposters, nothing but culture vultures, speak about la raza and la cultura, but don't have a drop of raza in them. Okay, all right, but let's go ahead and start off right with him. Let's start off with Sideshow Bob, aka Weirdo Wolf. Okay, so again, someone said, "Hey, Mikey, what do you think about him rebranding the channel?" First of all, I don't give a rip, right? Absolutely not, because what do I care about this individual, man? This individual is a little boy. He's a beta male, right? Very loud. Stick his chest out, and we already know the loudest ones are the weakest ones, or it's because they have short man complex, right? That's why they're loud, right? I don't know. Anyways, so let me ask you this, because Chicanismo is something to be proud of, okay? I already said it's separate from the Cholo culture, but we're not going to get into that right now, right? Chicanismo is something to be proud of. It's the culture. It is our roots. It is where we come from, okay? Chicanos have a DNA primarily made up of mestizo blood. That means we are made up of Spanish, European blood, and indigenous native blood, okay? The Spanish side of us, okay, is, I believe the Spaniards are primarily Arab, Celtic, and I believe Roman, but I could be wrong. They're a mixture of different nations, right? That's the Spanish. That's how the Spain came about, right? And then they went and they came over here, over to the continent of America, and mixed with indigenous people. And I'm going to just lay it out right now. People are going to disagree, but drop a pinchy comment below if you disagree. Everyone has a voice here. No one is blocked. Drop a comment below. If you claim to be Chicano, again, we're not talking about bound by honor Chicanos. We're not talking about Miklo. Okay, we'll talk about Maniaco Marv in a little bit right now, because he perfectly fits this category, right? He can say Chicano 1,000 times, but it burns him when he looks in the mirror and he knows what I'm saying is the truth. And if you're as much Chicano as I am Russian. All right. So anyways, Weirdo Wolf. I believe you have to be, just to lay out some foundational groundwork here. People are going to disagree with me. I believe you have to have dominant those two bloodlines inside of you in order to be a Chicano, right? Because that's the bloodline our parents have. Or maybe your parent doesn't have that. See, I take umbrage with people not being proud of who they are, no matter where you come from. I tell people all the time, don't get it twisted, man. This is not the pinchy brown supremacy channel where everything has to be brown, 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 brown. Absolutely not, because not everything brown is good for brown. We have to use common sense, objective, and logical thinking, right? But going back to the facts, I did my ancestry DNA, and it ended up coming out 52% indigenous, 47% Spanish, and 1% was a capirutada, a mixture of whatever. That 1% can fall anywhere, but it's just 1%. That's what they gave me, right? That's the ancestry DNA if you are a Chicano. Not just that, I mean, you could tell a pinche Chicano también, right? When you see me, let me just get a little bit closer, cabrones. When you see this baboso's face right here, right? Again, the flannel, it doesn't matter, brocha, whatever, it doesn't matter. But when you see this baboso's face, does the word Chicano cross your mind? Just want to ask that. Or how about when you see this baboso's face? Does Chicano come to mind when you see this pendejo, aka Weirdo Wolf? First of all, I don't. The Chicano is the last thing that comes to mind. Matter of fact, you could ask someone for 10 hours what they think of this individual and this image right here, and they probably in 10 hours of describing this pendejo would not even say once, not even once. They won't even say the word Chicano because that doesn't resonate with, look what we got right here. First of all, we got the dad bod, right? A little stomach poking out. It's a little pouch. It's looks like a little water bag that you lift inside the county jail. So we got the dad bod going on right there, right? Nothing wrong with having thrift clothes, but you know, the thrift clothes is going on, right? Because you got a faded ass shirt, right? You got a brown jacket that just, again, thrift store stuff, not knocking it, but it is what it is. And then, of course, you're going to have the Crocs on because that's just, he's new style. That's Croc. He's from the Croc generation. Is this an individual that put Chicano in the name of his podcast that brings the word Chicano to your mind? I got to get him off of there. Hey, chinga su madre. Seeing that baboso right there will take off your appetite. Matter of fact, he looks like he's just about to go jump out of bushes all night. That's what he was ready to do. Hopefully he didn't do that, man. Hopefully he didn't, man. PSA over to the ladies. He's going to be on the YouTube Yarda Awards, guaranteed, inside the Predator section, right? All right, anyways. But again, does the word Chicano stick out at you, ring a bell when you see an individual like that? Now, let's use another example, right? I don't want to make this a long video, but let's talk about Maniaco Marv, right? Because he loves to talk about Chicanos. He loves to talk about that, right? Now, before I talk about Maniaco Marv, a.k.a. Chester the Rubber Chicken, a.k.a. Gandalf the Magician, the Manipulator, all these names that he has, right? The Cult Leader, right? Mija, we're living in the times of Babylon. Take off your clothes. I want to go ahead and lay some more groundwork down. Look, the Chicano movement, where the word came from, etc., it goes decades and decades and decades back, right? And it faded off probably about the 80s. You didn't really hear about it a lot no more because there was no huge movements anymore. Those movements from the 60s and 70s really sparked it off. It was an acclamation of people assimilating to a culture, the United States, knowing our bloodline came from Mexico. So our upbringing is huaraches, manteles, eating sopes, enchiladas, tacos, burritos. Growing up in Mexico, spending years in Mexico, I spent 13 summers, my first 13 summers. And then obviously when I got put on, I didn't want to go back. It's one of my biggest regrets. But those summers that I spent over there, some of the best memories of my life. And I guarantee you, I almost will put the channel on the line when I say this. Matter of fact, let me get up close. I guarantee you, and I put the channel on the line, that baboso, Maniaco Marv, a.k.a. Chester, the rubber chicken, the statutory grapist, I guarantee you, he did not grow up like that. He did not grow up in a Mexican home. He doesn't know about the manteles. He doesn't know about having of 1,000 little porcelain things. He doesn't know about todos los berrinches que los mexicanos avientan. He doesn't know about las tías y el chisme. He doesn't know about none of that stuff. I guarantee you, he learned everything he learned from books. But he's going to come off as a Chicano to someone that doesn't know the difference. Now, when you see the individual, I'm not going to put his photo up because his photo will just take my appetite away. I'm not going to put his photo up. But when you see the individual, he's just an overgrown gang member. You know, someone commented yesterday and said, oh, Mikey, you know, you keep knocking people that wear 501. No, I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking them. I want you to understand something. To my raza right here, all you guys are my viewers are high IQ viewers. Okay, you're going to understand where I'm coming from when I say this, okay? If your children are plagued by juvenile hall, jail, prison, probation, parole, gangs, drugs, have been in shootouts, have been stabbed, are causing ruckus and terrorizing the communities, and you, the parent, are wearing Pendletons, 501s, khakis, chucks, and all of the above, then you are the reason that they're doing what they're doing. So someone like Maniaco Marv, you know, his family is in shambles. He doesn't have any idea how to put them back together. He won't stay off the internet to put his family back together because his family, it is what it is. It's a product of his doing. But we're digressing. Let's go back to the Chicanismo thing. This baboso is not a Chicano. Now, Maniaco Marv, if he's watching this or someone sends him a clip, let me know what you think a Chicano is. And let me know where I don't check the boxes. I want to talk about that if you have something to say. Unless you double back, because you used to tell American Cholo, oh, it's not like Miklo and blood in, blood out. But when it came to light that you are not Chicano, that your bloodline is not mestizo and indigenous, when that came to light, you have nothing to say about it. You won't even talk about it. You won't even answer that question. Matter of fact, with all the head knowledge that you have of all the books that you research and studies, all you can do is deflect. So tell me where I don't check off the boxes, because we're going to be exposing these fake Chicanos on this video. It's not just my imagination. It's not what I think. It's not how I feel. Because if it's based on how you feel, then I'm trying to coddle you. I'm not going to coddle anybody on this pinchy YouTube. I don't have the time, cuz. I don't have the time. I think telling a lie is a waste of a breath. You know, another thing that I've learned rubbing elbows with rich motherfuckers, and I mean rich motherfuckers. I mean 8, 9 digits in the bank. Rich motherfuckers. Again, you know what I realize their biggest pet peeve is in the world? Their biggest pet peeve in the world is wasting time. So that's something that I got off the rich circles, right? $10 million homes I've sold, etc., right? They're drivers. They're straight to the point and just give me the facts. I'm giving you the facts on this video. Weirdo Wolf, you're as much Chicano as I am fucking Armenian. And Maniaco Marv, You're as much Chicano as I am Africano. That's just the reality of it. I know it burns. It's gonna burn you seeing this pinchy video. It's gonna burn when you look in the mirror and be like, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna be a weirdo wolf. Well, fuck it. I'm just gonna be a chimuelo sin dientes, ugly rubber chicken with an underbite like this for the rest of my life. I wish I was Chicano, but guess what? I'm not Chicano. Now, last thing I want to say is this: gatekeeping is good and bad. Gatekeeping is bad in the sense that it gives power to one person. So I'm not a self-dubbed gatekeeper for the Chicano genre, even though I started this shit, even though I pioneered this shit 2 years ago, even though before I came on YouTube saying Chicano, nobody was saying it. Nobody was talking about it. No one was blasting it out there. But I'm glad I got to resurge a sense of pride. And a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people, right? But these two babosos right here are basically culture vultures. Maybe you have a different opinion. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you like this fire content, shit, hit the pinchy hype video, hype it up, pass it along. If not, these two individuals are just going to have to take Miklo's definition of Chicano to their graves. Hey, be who you want to be, right? I'm not going to coddle you. I'm going to call a spade a spade. Gente, with that, I forgot. Let's go ahead and pay some bills, gente. Are you looking to purchase your first home? Are you needing to sell and want to get the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle? What you need is two things. One, a market expert, and two, a shark of a negotiator that's looking out for your best interest. Go ahead and get a hold of me. I service the 831 and the surrounding areas. Mike at MikeDiazRealtor.com. I'll talk to you soon. I would love to hear their rebuttal on what they got to say about it. Let me know where the boxes don't check off, because maybe you're going to come off like Big Clecha, speaking out the side of your pescuezo. Or let me not say pescuezo, because you guys don't know Spanish. Neck. Help others move in excellence, because they deserve it, and you will be blessed. Enough of this one. To the next episode, gente. I'm out.